All right, so Tesla's Q3 results, they just came out and, well, everyone's kind of confused.
Yeah.
Revenue, it missed a little bit, analysts' predictions.
Right.
The stock price is up almost 10%. What have your gives?
Yeah, that's a head scratcher, isn't it? And that's exactly what we're going to be diving into today.
Okay.
We've got the Electric Viking, this awesome YouTube channel.
Love that guy.
He had this really energetic analysis. I thought we'd dig into that.
Yeah, he was fired up for sure.
And then we've also got this interesting snippet from an Italian podcast.
Okay.
It's translated, of course, about some of the manufacturing innovations that are happening over at Tesla.
Ooh, secret Italian Tesla stuff, all right.
Yeah, so this is going to be a wild one.
I love it. So it seems like Tesla is really showing everyone that profitability, that's the new king, not just revenue growth anymore.
Yeah, it's really turning the traditional Wall Street playbook on its head.
Yeah, the Electric Viking. He was practically yelling about this.
He was pretty excited.
So in your view, what makes Tesla's profitability so different this time around?
Well, they reported a massive $6.3 billion in operating cash flow.
Wow.
And that's enough to build a couple new gigafactories right there. And their free cash flow is also incredible. It hit $2.7 billion, bringing their cash reserves to a record $33.6 billion.
Okay.
All with zero debt.
Zero debt. That's unheard of for a company like this.
It's pretty remarkable.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you've got companies like General Motors.
Right.
They're struggling with profitability, especially in their EV divisions.
Yeah, but they're selling a lot more cars right now, aren't they?
Well, they are, but, in this market, it seems like profits are speaking louder than pure sales volume.
Interesting. So it sounds like Tesla's in a much stronger position to, weather any economic storms that might be coming.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They've got this huge war chest of cash, and they're not burdened by debt.
Smart. Okay, so they're swimming in cash. We get it. But how are they making so much profit in the first place, especially when everyone else seems to be struggling?
Well, the Electric Viking, he pointed out that their automotive gross margin, it hit an astounding 17.1% this last quarter.
Okay, I have no idea what that means.
So that means for every $100 they make selling a car, they get to keep about $17 as pure profit.
Oh.
And to put that into perspective, that's double what the Volkswagen Group is making.
Wow, double Volkswagen. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a huge difference. And it all boils down to a few key things.
All right, lay it on me. What's their secret sauce?
Well, first off, it looks like Tesla has really figured out how to manage those battery costs, which is huge.
Yeah, batteries are like the most expensive part of an electric car, right?
Exactly. Their partnerships with companies like CATL and BYD, those big battery makers, those are giving them a huge advantage in terms of sourcing those expensive batteries.
So are they just getting like a bulk discount or something?
Yeah, something like that. They've got these strong relationships and they're buying in huge volumes, so they're able to negotiate better prices.
That's pretty smart. Okay, but lower costs alone can't be the whole story, right? There's got to be more to it.
Yeah, you're right. Both the Electric Viking and that Italian podcast, they both talked about Tesla's relentless focus on manufacturing efficiency.
Right. They're obsessed with efficiency.
Their gigafactories in Shanghai and Berlin, those are like futuristic factories.
Whoa.
They're pumping out cars at an incredible rate.
I've seen the videos. It's like robots everywhere.
Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing.
But here's what really blows my mind. They're actually making a profit on the Cybertruck already.
I knew.
Even though they haven't even ramped up production to full speed yet.
That's pretty unheard of in the car industry.
Yeah.
Especially for a brand new model.
Yeah, it usually takes years to make a profit on a new car, right?
It usually does. It shows that Tesla has really figured out how to control costs from the very beginning.
So they're squeezing profits out of even their most unconventional vehicles. The Cybertruck is a pretty wild design.
It is, and the Electric Viking pointed out that it was actually the third best-selling EV in the U.S. last quarter.
Wow.
Even with a price tag of over $100,000.
$100,000 and people are lining up to buy it. That's crazy. So they're making money on the Cybertruck. But what about Tesla's other models? Are those still doing well?
Oh yeah, they're not slowing down anytime soon. They're about to launch the Model Y Juniper.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that one.
And they're already looking ahead to their next generation platform. They're always thinking about what's next.
It's like they're playing a different game altogether. They're not just focused on what's selling now, they're already building for the future.
Exactly. It's a long-term vision, and that's probably why investors are so excited about Tesla. They see a company that's in it for the long haul.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So they're not just about selling EVs today, they're about dominating the whole future of transportation.
That's the idea.
Okay, well, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's go back to that Italian podcast for a minute and dive into what they revealed about Tesla's unboxed manufacturing process.
Okay, sounds good.
From what I understand, they're moving away from those traditional assembly lines and doing something completely different.
Yeah, it's pretty radical. Imagine building a car like a giant Lego set
Okay, I'm listening.
with these pre-assembled modules that just snap together.
Really?
That's essentially what Tesla is doing with their unboxed process. They're ditching the linear assembly line and going for a more modular vertical approach.
Hold on, vertical. So they're building cars upwards. How does that even work?
So picture this, like a skyscraper for cars.
A skyscraper for cars.
Yeah, different modules, they're built on separate floors, and then they're brought together in a final assembly area at the end.
Wow, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
So they could be building like a Model 3 on one floor and a Cybertruck on another floor, all in the same building?
Exactly. That's the idea.
That's next level efficiency.
It is. In the Italian podcast, they suggested that they may have actually piloted this with the Cybertruck already.
Oh, wow. So this is actually happening.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Okay, so building cars vertically, that's wild. But what's the big advantage of doing things that way?
Well, for one thing, it saves a ton of space. You don't need these sprawling factories anymore. You can build upwards instead of outwards.
So it's like maximizing space in a really clever way.
Exactly. And it's not just about saving space. It also gives them incredible flexibility.
Oh, okay. How so?
Well, they can have multiple production lines running in parallel, and they can even build different models in the same facility much more easily.
So they could be building a Model 3 on one floor and a Cybertruck on another all at the same time.
Exactly. That's the idea. It's like a super efficient car-making machine.
This is blowing my mind.
Yeah.
And here's the craziest part. The Italian podcast hinted that this new process could allow them to use totally new materials, too.
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting.
So what kind of materials are we talking about?
Think lighter, stronger, maybe even materials that don't need to be painted.
No more painting cars that don't need paint? What?
Pretty wild, right? It could revolutionize the way cars are made.
That's incredible. So Tesla's not just building better EVs, they're completely reinventing how they're made.
They're thinking long-term, and it's a glimpse into their vision for the future of manufacturing.
This is mind-blowing. Okay, so we've got Tesla making insane profits, building futuristic factories, and now they're experimenting with these mind-bending manufacturing techniques. But what does all this mean for the average person? Like, why should we care?
Well, the electric Viking, he brought up an interesting trend. He said that while sales of traditional luxury goods are falling, Tesla sales are actually going through the roof.
Really? So people are still willing to spend money on things, but it seems like their priorities are changing?
That's right. It's not just about showing off your wealth anymore.
Yeah.
It's about buying things that align with your values.
So Tesla is tapping into this shift towards sustainability and high-tech innovation.
Exactly. They're selling a vision of the future, and people are buying into it.
Wow, this is getting really deep. We've covered a lot of ground already, from Tesla's crazy profits to their futuristic factories to these wild new manufacturing techniques. But I have a feeling there's even more to this story.
You're absolutely right. We've only just scratched the surface. There's so much more to explore, and we'll dig into it all right after the break.
We're back, and man, we were just talking about Tesla's unboxed manufacturing process.
Yeah.
Building cars vertically, using these giant modules. It's like something out of a sci-fi movie.
This really is a different way of thinking about car manufacturing. It's pretty radical.
Yeah. So how do you think this is going to affect other car companies? I mean, will they be able to keep up?
Well, they're already struggling to make EVs profitable.
Right.
And now they have to figure out how to completely reinvent the factory itself. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, it's like Tesla's playing a whole different game.
Yeah.
And speaking of different, the Electrum Viking, he mentioned that Tesla seems to be regaining its pricing power.
Oh, yeah.
Even with all the economic uncertainty going on right now.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah.
It looks like those price adjustments they made earlier this year, that combined with their focus on efficiency, it seems to be working.
So they can lower prices to boost sales and still maintain those profit margins.
Exactly. They've got this really nice balance going on.
But it's not just about the factories, right? I mean, Tesla's also known for its software.
Oh, absolutely.
That's got to be a big part of their success, too.
It's like they're selling a tech platform on wheels.
Yeah.
Those features like self-driving and the in-car entertainment,
Right.
those can get better over time through software updates.
It's like having a smartphone that just keeps getting better.
Exactly. It's a totally different experience compared to a traditional car.
Okay, so we've talked about the cars, the factories, the software. But what about Tesla's energy business? What's happening over there?
Oh yeah, that's another fascinating piece of the Tesla puzzle.
Right.
They're not just building cars, they're creating this whole ecosystem around sustainable energy.
So, like solar panels, home batteries, electric vehicles, it's all
It
connected.
is. It's a really holistic approach that no other car company is really doing.
So, they're kind of like a one-stop shop for a clean energy future.
That's one way to look at it.
Okay, so Tesla's doing all this amazing stuff, but they have to face some challenges too, right? Nothing's perfect.
Oh, of course. Scaling production to meet those ambitious delivery targets, that's always a challenge.
Right.
They have to maintain quality, keep things efficient, and deal with all the supply chain issues and economic headwinds that are happening right now.
Yeah, I can't imagine trying to build hundreds of thousands of cars with all the high-tech parts they use.
It's a massive undertaking.
And what about the self-driving stuff? Is that still a work in progress?
Oh, yeah, definitely. They're pushing the boundaries, but it's still evolving, and there's still a lot of regulatory hurdles to overcome.
Right, but even with all those challenges, it feels like Tesla is still in a league of its own.
Yeah, their financial strength, their technology, their commitment to innovation, it's really impressive.
They're setting the pace for the entire industry.
They are. And as they continue to grow globally and expand their product line, I think their impact is only going to get bigger.
So we've talked a lot about Tesla, but let's zoom out for a second and think about the bigger picture. What does Tesla's success mean for the future of transportation and technology?
That's the big question, isn't it? I think Tesla's proving that people are ready for sustainable high-tech solutions.
So it's not just about buying a product, it's about buying into a vision of the future.
Exactly. And that vision goes way beyond just cars.
Right. They're also making advancements in batteries, AI, robotics.
They're laying the groundwork for a whole new technological era.
And their boldness is inspiring other companies to take risks and innovate too.
Yeah, it's like a ripple effect. It's not just about Tesla winning. It's about raising the bar for everyone.
Okay, but how will all this actually affect us normal people?
Well, as Tesla and other companies keep pushing the limits, we can expect to see more affordable, more efficient, more technologically advanced products in all areas of our lives.
So it could change everything from how we get around to how we power our homes.
Exactly. We're on the verge of a really exciting time, but we have to be smart about it.
Right, we have to think about the ethical implications and make sure these advancements benefit everyone.
Absolutely. How do we make sure everyone has access to these new technologies? How do we address job displacement as automation takes over? These are really important questions.
Yeah, it's a lot to think about. It's like we're entering uncharted territory.
It is. There are risks, but there's also the potential for incredible progress.
It's a bit overwhelming, honestly.
It can be. But that's why conversations like this are so important. We need to stay informed, stay engaged, and be willing to adapt as the world keeps changing.
So true. Well, before we get even more overwhelmed, let's take a quick breather and come back with some final thoughts on this amazing journey we're on with Tesla. Okay, so we're back and ready to wrap up this deep dive into Tesla's crazy Q3 performance.
It's been quite a ride, hasn't it? From record profits to futuristic factories to the possibility of totally new materials and manufacturing processes.
Yeah, I mean, before this deep dive, I honestly thought of Tesla as just a car company, making those
Yeah.
fancy electric cars. But now I'm seeing them as something so much bigger, like a catalyst for a whole new era.
Yeah, they're definitely not just a car company anymore. They're a technology company, an energy company, a symbol of a future that's driven by innovation and sustainability.
So as we wrap up, I'm really curious to hear your thoughts on what's next. What are the big questions or potential disruptions we should be watching out for?
Well, one thing that's really stood out to me is how the lines between technology and the auto industry are blurring. Tesla's success is really pushing those traditional car companies to rethink everything.
So can those old school car companies adapt fast enough to catch up with Tesla?
That's the big question, isn't it? The next few years are going to be crucial as they invest in things like battery technology, software, and self-driving. It's going to be a fascinating race to watch.
And what about the impact on jobs? I mean, as automation and AI become more common in manufacturing, what does that mean for the workforce?
It's a tough question. There will definitely be some challenges as jobs get automated.
Yeah.
But we also have to remember that new technology creates new opportunities.
So it's not just about losing jobs, it's about adapting and evolving the workforce.
Exactly. We need to invest in education and training programs to help people develop the skills they need for those new jobs.
It's like navigating uncharted territory. There are risks and uncertainties, but also the potential for some really positive changes.
Absolutely. And speaking of uncharted territory, the electric Viking, he brought up something interesting.
Okay, what's that?
He mentioned Tesla potentially expanding into other sectors like robotics or even space exploration.
Wait, hold on. Tesla going to space?
Well, it's all speculation right now, but
Okay.
given Elon Musk's history with SpaceX, it's not completely crazy.
I mean, from electric cars to clean energy to space exploration, Tesla's ambition is pretty wild.
Their vision and willingness to push boundaries is inspiring. It's a good reminder that we should never stop dreaming big.
So true. Okay, before we wrap this up completely, is there one big question you want to leave our listeners with? Something to really think about as they keep following a Tesla's journey?
How about this? If Tesla can achieve so much by challenging the status quo and pushing the limits of technology, what other impossible dreams might become reality in the future?
That's a great question. It's like Tesla's showing us that anything is possible if you're bold enough to dream big and work hard to make those dreams happen.
Well, folks, that's it for our deep dive into Tesla's incredible Q3 performance.
Right.
This is just the beginning of their story, and I can't wait to see what they do next.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting ride. As they continue to innovate and shake things up, it'll be fascinating to see how the future unfolds. And remember, the most important takeaway is to stay curious, keep learning, and never underestimate the power of human ingenuity.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and we'll see you next time.